Hey everybody, Ian Beamer, Guaranteed Rate. Happy March. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day. Want to dive right into it. A lot going on in the market. So let's get to it. The Fed just concluded their March meeting this Wednesday, just a couple days ago, and they did, as expected, hold interest rates steady between 5.25% and 5.5%. No surprises there, although they did confirm following that meeting that they are still expecting to lower interest rates at least 3 times before the end of 2024. So following that meeting, markets did react favorably, at least mortgage markets did. So rates came down a little bit, which is always a welcome sign if you're in the market for a mortgage. We did get CPI numbers. We did get PCE numbers. None of these are quite showing the 2% goal that the Fed had originally disclosed as its target for inflation. But it sounds like the Fed may start cutting rates even if we don't quite get to that 2% mark. So we'll see what happens. At this point, I believe in June, they're pricing in a 56% chance of a rate cut at that meeting. So flip a coin, could go either way. Likely that first rate cut will come later this year. Although this morning we did get news out of Switzerland, which is the first major central bank in the world to cut interest rates. So Switzerland did just cut interest rates to its version of the federal funds rate by 1/4 point this morning. So maybe that's the first domino to fall. Maybe we'll see additional central banks make adjustments to lower interest rates, which will help get the Fed where we want them to be as far as getting interest rates down a little bit sooner rather than later. That would be a great sign. Jobs numbers. We got the jobs numbers earlier this month for February. While unemployment did increase from 3.7 to 3.9%, weekly earnings and hourly earnings both increased. So you can see that jobs report, or a breakdown of that jobs report, in the graph below. We're still seeing low unemployment. 3.9%, although it's higher than it was, is still really, really low. And most economists believe that unemployment number is going to remain under 5%, in the low fours, for likely the next year and a half to come. So we may be actually seeing that soft landing that the Fed has been promising us since COVID. Who knows? Time will tell. What does all this mean for interest rates? Well, a lot of entities, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, National Association of Realtors, Mortgage Brokers Association, they've all been revising numbers as far as what their expectations were for interest rates in 2024. The Fed, again, did confirm that they are planning on 3 cuts in 2024, although they did drop the number of cuts they're expecting for 2025 to just 2. Although in 2025, the median rate for the Fed is now 3.9%. So that's still, call it 1.25 points lower than where we are now, which would certainly be a welcome sign. Hopefully we will see lower interest rates on the mortgage front very, very soon. As I said, most entities have lowered their predictions. I included the Fannie Mae chart below, showing what Fannie Mae is now expecting for interest rates. This makes sense. They revised numbers, generally speaking, down about 0.5 point per quarter, because, again, they expected first quarter this year interest rates to be around 7. Although we did hit 7, we're currently sitting around mid-6s. So it makes sense for them to revise their numbers for Q2, for Q3, and Q4 as well. Locally, we're seeing same old story: lack of inventory, very, very few listings, very, very few homes on the market. I think we are down about 22%, almost 23% year over the year from last year. And by the end of last year, a lot of people were expecting, with these lower interest rates, we would see more homes on the market. It's still very early. We still only have 2 months of numbers, of data. Spring market really hasn't hit yet, so we will pay very close attention to that. We are expecting more inventory this year. We're starting to see that a little bit, but So far, these numbers are down and down huge. So to be down 23% from last year when we were expecting inventory to be up about 25% is a pretty big adjustment. And if you look at pre-pandemic numbers, we've got about a third of the inventory that we had even in February of 2020. So we are down as far as listings by a great margin. So buyer demand remains strong. I would expect that buyer demand to only increase with lower interest rates. So this will be an interesting year. We'll see what happens. Lastly, I wanted to mention, and this has been a topic for any of you that are on social media, any of you following any agents on social media. Hot topic came out of the National Association of Realtors on Friday. And the National Association of Realtors did announce that they were prohibiting any co-op and any buyer compensation from being listed in their multiple listing service, in the database they use to show agents what houses are available for sale. So that was pretty big news. It's been shaken up. There's been a lot of misinformation. And to be honest with you, a lot of the information is still unclear. We won't find out about exactly what this means probably until closer to July this year. So this is supposed to take place mid-July. They're supposed to remove the borrowers or the buyers broker commission from the MLS. You cannot show that anymore. It doesn't mean that that commission is going away. It could still be offered from sellers. They just can't show exactly what that is in the MLS, or so we're led to believe so far. Likely there will be another database presented where agents can look up and see, oh yes, okay, we are getting compensated from this home, that home, the other home. So the homes that don't list a buyer's broker commission will likely be treated just like agents treat a for sale by owner home now, where they kind of build in their compensation into the offer. So we'll see what happens there. This isn't huge news. Buyer or sellers have always kind of had the option. You know, there's been flat fee brokerages, there's been discount brokerages, there's been brokerages like Redfin who have offered discounts here in the past. None of them have been tremendously successful. I wouldn't expect much to change, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned there. Please let me know if you have any questions on any of this information. I would love to hear from you. Wish you all luck in your brackets. Look forward to hearing from you. Happy March. We'll see you in April. Take care. Bye-bye.